So here's another example of kind of an exponential expression. And what we're going to do in this example is we're going to get rid of all the negatives before we do pretty much anything else. So I'm going to rewrite and just kind of give myself the fraction bar here. And anything with a negative exponent, I am going to reciprocate or move from the bottom to the top or top to the bottom. So pro tip, again, anything without an exponent, I'm just going to give it a 1. Okay, so those are both positive. And so the 3 and the 9 aren't going to move anywhere. However, this x to the minus 6, I'm going to go ahead and move that to the bottom. And then I look at the other x here. I'm going to leave that on the bottom since it had a positive exponent. And I'm just going through each different base here. So I have a base of y, but that is to a positive power, so I'm going to leave it on top. And same thing with the y to the 5th on the bottom here. And I've taken care of my y bases, and now let's do the z bases. So that's z to the negative 3rd. I'm going to move it to the bottom, reciprocate it, and give it a positive exponent since I've taken care of the reciprocation from the negative part. And then I've got z to the negative 4th on the bottom, so that's going to go to the top. One of the things you'll notice here is that I lined everything up. Again, not required, but I do think it's helpful. Now I have everything lined up, I'm going to go through and simplify. So I have a 3 on the top and a 9 on the bottom. Well, 3 goes into both of those. It goes into the 3 once, and it goes into the 9 3 times. So now I've simplified that out. Let's go ahead and give ourselves that fraction bar on the bottom here. And I've got 1 over 3. So now I'll take care of my x's. And so with those, they're both on the bottom. And so I'm just going to multiply those out. I have a total of 8 x's. Moving on to the y's, well, since one of them's on the bottom and one of them's on the top, well, that's division. That means they're going to cancel out to 1. And we learned earlier that we just subtract these exponents. And so 5 minus 2 is 3, and I have more on the bottom, so I'm going to write that y to the 3rd on the bottom. Okay, and last but not least, I've got z to the 4th, z to the 3rd. That means those are going to cancel out to 1, all of them except for 4 minus 3 is 1, and that will end up on the top. Now I'll go ahead and just clean this up a little bit. There are no common bases on the top and bottom. I am done.